Alright, so with the ignition on, I'm getting 12.28 volts. So I'm just gonna check the power on the fuse. I'm getting 0 volts on this side. I'm getting the battery voltage on this leg. Right, so what does that tell me? So, customer complaint is that the check light is on. I asked if I could check it out for them. This is a Sylphy with the G11 MR20 engine. So let's see what the customer is experiencing. Put the key on. Alright, let's try to see if we could start this vehicle. I'm hitting the fuel pump, but putting the key, I'm getting nothing. Most likely they might have a immobilizer on, so I gotta contact the customer real quick and see if I can get them to, see how to start the vehicle. I got the alarm. I'm pressing the alarm. I'm still not getting anything. Me and the fuel pump coming on. But let's see if we can scan the vehicle and while we at it and see what we get. Alright, so this is a 08 Sylphy. Right, as I said, this has the MR20 engine in it. It's a Nissan. Right, customer said that they was driving and the check light just came on. Right, recently I had diagnosed this vehicle a while back when they had a vacuum leak. Right, so I'm not sure if it's the same thing again. Hopefully we get something to, give us some kind of guidance. Let me take it from there. So let's see what this have. I'm not worried about all that. Let's go under the ECM. Let's scroll up. Alright, so right now we have a P0135 and a P0141 bank 1. Actually, the two sensors. Wonder why the two sensors is out. That normally don't happen. If one sensor go out, cool, but the both of them at the same time. That's strange. Because we got a P0135 and a P0141, right? This is basically telling me there's a power issue. Is it the ECU? Is it the harness? Is it a fuse that's blow due to high resistance? That can be probably one of the O2s is glitching and causing the fuse to pop. Could check that out, or if it if one of the harness is touching a piece of metal or something like that and causing the ECU to glitch. In fact, let's go and check the power management and see what we get. Alright, I already popped the fuse box. Alright, let's see if we can get this turned. Alright, so the third fuse, right, which is the O2 sensor fuse at 10 amp, which is this one, right? So let me get my test light and just check and see if I'm getting power on the fuse, or figure out why. And if not, I gotta see why I'm not. Most likely, if the fuse is popped, that means I have high resistance somewhere, right? That's causing, probably grounding off or something like that. These tend to happen on these older vehicles after a while, right? The harness just tend to rub on some metal, something like that, and cause the fuse to pop, right? So let me get my test light and check that out. I have a key on, engine off. Make sure my test light is lit. I'm gonna just check the fuse. So I'm getting one side of the leg, it's good. On the next side, it's not good. So that means probably pop somewhere. Alright, let me just pull this fuse on and see what's happening. Alright, so let's see what's good with this 10 amp here. So we definitely got a pop fuse. Alright, so we just I'm gonna stick a fuse back in there for it to blow again and see if getting a short to ground or something like that, or that's causing that fuse to pop, right? Alright, so we gotta get the correct fuse connector. Right, as I said, I'm not gonna put a fuse back in to this setup because it could pop again. Right, key is on. Just gonna stick this in there. So I'm trying to do everything with one hand. Right, and I'm gonna hook up the buzzer and my 10 amp right setup, and I'm gonna see exactly why, you know, this figure out why this fuse keep blowing. Right, I'll replace the 10 amp with my 10 amp fuse saver. Right, I also got the buzzer, so when I switch the key on, if you hear that buzzer go off, that means that the fuse popped again. So no matter what I've done, if I put another 10 amp fuse in there, it would have popped again. So let's see why. Let's put the key on. Alright, it popped again. So you're hearing that buzzing song. I'm not getting to press the reset, so that means it popped again. Alright, so you just heard the fuse pop, and they keep popping, so that's why I got this fuse saver, so I don't have to keep running through fuses. So I'm gonna let's inspect the harness, right, for the O2 sensor, right, and see if that helps. But what I can also do, I can take this off. Alright, matter of fact, this one I'm gonna do. So what I did, I got my fuse saver on with the buzzer. So once the fuse pop again, this buzzer will ring off, and I got my light set up, my test light, right, set up on the same system, right. So once I put the key on, I'm expecting this to light up, and I'm also expecting this to sound off if the fuse keep popping. Right, so let's see what happens. Put the key on. Not hearing nothing this time. Wonder why. Let's make sure the key is all the way on. Ignition. This is on. And now the car won't start. That's strange. Just now the car didn't want to start. And now it's starting. Alright, so let's take this light off. Alright. Let's put this back in. Wonder why. So just now I tried to start the vehicle, it didn't want to start. Now when I put the ignition on, the fuse don't want to pop again, and my light don't want to come on. Okay. So this is strange. The test light do work. Let's put this on, make sure my light works. Alright, my lights do work. Alright, matter of fact, we're gonna just move this out of the way real quick. I'm gonna shake this harness. Alright, so the fuse did pop again once I shake the harness on the sensor 1. So I'm expecting this light to lit up once I make my connections. Let's see, sorry about the noise, but that's the features of this arm. Alright, so you're hearing the buzzer going off, right? And when I reset it, it popped again. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna shake number 1 here, and you see that it's switching off. And I switch it again, so it's like I got a short in number 1 sensor. As soon as I shake it, it comes right off. Alright, so I believe we found the problem, and the car should start right now because it did start when right. So when the fuse popped, is not allowing the vehicle to start. If I reset it like this, I believe the car should start right now. And check like this one. Alright, let's switch it off. I don't want to get hot. Alright, so right now the fuse is not popped. Car starts, but if I shake the harness, you see it like this. Like, so it trips and it's not allowing the vehicle to start. Alright, so I gotta go after this short in the harness. This is me just playing with this harness right here. Should be able to repair it and this car should be up and running again. But a fuse and, well, some knowledge and direction. Right, so as I said, if you see both sensors out at the same time, I think you need to go after the power setup first, the circuit, and not just replace the part, you know. So let's fix that and see if it works. Alright, so it looks, if you look under the throttle, you see that screw right here. Could be touching that, or we have a break in the harness lower down right there. So I believe I found the short. Right, so I gotta remove the throttle also, so I can get some more room to take that off. Right, so let me just pop the throttle off and see what else. Put you back on the tripod. Right, so again, we try not to, you know, throw no parts at cars. Sometimes, you know, we tend to, but before you do anything, you gotta make sure you diagnose the vehicle properly, you know, so you don't waste customers' money, and also ruin your reputation, because sometimes we, you know, we all have thrown parts somehow, somewhere before, you know, but you try not to as you get more, you know, better at the craft. You know, you learn to diagnose the vehicle and figure things out as you go along. I'm just trying to do this real quick. I'm not gonna bring out the big guns, the scope and all that good stuff. I don't need to. Right? I'll figure it out with a test light and a bulb. Do I need to use the power probe? No, I don't. I'm just kind of glad it looks like it's on the harness side and not on the, you know, the sensor side. I have never heard O2 sensor like short internally. Do it get out of whack? Yeah. Or the resistance go up? You know, tend to cause the vehicle to act up. But other than that, you know, I've never really heard of O2 sensor not getting a car start. So, you know, as I said, you learn a lot as you go along in this business. Every day you learn something new. So, like I said, let me just pop these things off so you can get a better view of what exactly is going on. And like I said, I'm just kind of glad I don't have to go after sensor 2, which is under the vehicle. Because I was like turning the key and I wasn't getting nothing. Let's see if we can take this purge valve off so I can get more space. And this over here. Alright, so again, this light is dead. We got another light. And let me see if I can get you close up to the where I'm working. So we're gonna. Right, so let's put this light on. Let's put this back a little bit. Right, so you see where that's the short is right on the jack. Right there. Look like it has somewhat of, corrosion also building up. Right there is a short. That's causing the O2 sensor to pop. But I believe I'm gonna remove up to here also, because this was rubbing on that screw. I'm gonna go after that jack and take it out and see if that caused the short to go away. Alright, so let me unplug the sensor from the jack. See if I can pull it out. Oh, yep. Definitely is the way the short is. Alright, so let me get a picture of it, so I can show it to y'all. Get my phone out. Green crusties too on it. Up here. So we definitely gotta do some repairs on this wire. Probably unplug this. What is this? This is the O2 sensor heater. What is technically the heater? The temperature sensor for the O2, for the EGR on the side. Let me see if I can get this unplugged so I can pull the harness out some more. Alright, got it out. Alright, so you definitely see, let me see if I can get you. Alright, so you see this jack here. This is the O2 sensor. It's melted and fused together, and that's what's popping the fuse. So I gotta strip that wire back. It don't look like the wire is broken. It just look like the installation for the harness is in a mess. So it's causing the. Let's see where that screw was rubbing. No, that's good. So we just gotta pull this back. It's really hard. Yep, it's hard. And it's plus this O2 sensor and the crank sensor is in a harsh area because of the heat, and the wire installation tends to break down a lot. Right, so it don't look like the wire is broken. It just look like they were touching. So I just gotta put some tape on it, keep them apart, open them up. All the wires was basically open, even down here. So I gotta pull this whole thing back because it's broken down here also. So I might as well fix it. Try not to cut myself. So it's a heater code, but like I said, because you get a heater code, that means you gotta go and, draw O2 sensor at it. You gotta make sure you're getting power to that circuit first. And we will gain power only when fuse is intact. Once it pop, I'm not getting no power. Actually, you hearing the insulation. It's just cracking up. So I gotta fix this harness. It's not one of my best jobs, but I'm trying to like preserve this wire as best as I can. Just gonna put like a piece of conduit over it to help preserve it as best as I can. So let's see if this will work. Because the wire is really like cracking. The wire is still intact. Oh man, even this one. So I gotta do this one also. So it looks like definitely we need like a harness sooner or later on this vehicle, because like all the wires are like the insulation is deteriorating slowly and causing the true coats. So I'm gonna let the client know that sooner or later they will have to purchase a complete harness for this vehicle and change it out, because like I said, the wire is like being exposed. That is causing the like short. Right, where's my tape? So I gotta put some tape on that one also. I said, man, this is the life of a a technician. We gotta go beyond. I can't leave this one like this because it's definitely gonna mess up. Although this is for the easier temperature, right? But I don't want it to touch and come in contact with any metal and causes the short, right? And is exposed right up on the jack too. So I just gotta put some tape like right up on it. I'm not gonna cut the wire and change the harness, and nothing is wrong with the jack. It's just the wire is become too, it deteriorate and it's being exposed. And as I said, it's in very harsh condition. So I'm going to just slip this one back in here and put some tape on it. You're actually hearing the plastic cracking. Just put it back in so it can be sleeved, and I will put some tape on it. Alright, so the key, I'm going to put the key on. I'm just hooking back up my tester so I can see, reset this to make sure that all is well. I have nothing unplugged. Key on. Alright, so the key is on. I'm not hearing anything. Alright, let's shake the harness like we did. I'm not seeing or hearing anything. So I believe that is a fix. Right, I'm gonna secure the throttle, put everything back together, scan for codes. Probably I'm gonna replace that fuse, and that should be it. I believe the customer asks if I can, tune the vehicle up while I'm at it. So I'm gonna definitely do that. And then, call them and let them know that the vehicle is ready. And all is well. So that's it, man. And also, we have a Bluetooth sensor that's messing up. The circuit is blowing the fuse and causing. Switch the key off, switch it back on. The vehicle starts right back up, which is good. Just now I was getting a crank new start. these cars are getting more and more complicated, and if you don't know how to diagnose, then you will definitely be in trouble. You know, be weighing parts, because somebody else could have came on this vehicle and say, yo, your O2 sensor got to change. You know, both of them got to be replaced, and not knowing that it was a short in the harness. Do I have fuse? Hold on, real quick. Let's make sure I have fuse. Yeah, I got a fuse here. Alright, so I'm gonna pop this in. Right here, this is on the third one. Don't expect that fuse to blow anymore. So the check engine light is still on, right? But because I didn't get the credit code, so we're gonna go Nissan. Gonna go OK. Put that there so you can see it. I gotta screw down good. Screw this down. We're gonna press OK. We're gonna go into manual select Japan. This is a 08 Sylphy G11. Right, we're gonna go ECM. I'm not gonna go through the entire setup because I already did. Right, we had no faults on anything else other than the ECM. Right, and it threw the code for the O2 sensor 1 and 2. It didn't mention circuit, it just said O2 sensor 1 and 2. Right, so what did it say this time? It's saying the heater P0135, and it's saying P0141 and a P0132. So let's, before we do anything, let's clear these codes. I'm gonna clear this code here. See if all the codes are clear. We're going to read again. See what codes come back up. Nothing. So we're going to start the vehicle up. I'm going to monitor my O2 sensor, which is the air fuel sensor on top, and the next one is a narrowband in the back. So I'm just going to go to read 4 codes. Nothing. Going to read data. I'm going to go all signals, alpha, and I'm going to go into the heater circuit, bank 1, bank 1, sensor 1 and sensor 2. I'm just going to pull up sensor 1 and sensor 2 also. I'm going to graph it. Right, so right now we're saying 0 volts on sensor 1. I'm not sure if it got damaged also. It could be, because I'm seeing 0 volts on sensor 1. So let's start the vehicle up, and there's not messing you up. And so right now the car is, you know, trying. I'm seeing that the circuit, the heater, sensor 2 is off. Sensor 1 is on. I'm not sure what that is about. There's only one fuse, which is the 100% fuse. You can see the other. Fuse is not normal, here before. I'm looking to see what's good. Right now my alpha is 100%. I definitely got to get the car to warm up a little bit more so we can go to the closed loop. I'm not sure if how the harness was damaged, if it was shortened, if it messed the sensor up. I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the record it and see if sensor normalize, and if sensor 2 heater comes on, let's come right back up. So let's read all 4 codes and see if I'm getting sensor 2. So I'm definitely getting a code for that sensor. Yep. So we gotta most likely replace sensor 1. Probably got messed up. Money wasn't working. Short and not much. Real quick. Let's go into this. Okay, this graphic. Let's cut this out. Cancel this. We don't need the fuel pump. I do have a fuel pump here. Right now, it looks like sensor 1 is messed up. So I'm getting a P014132 code now, which let's see what that means. It's telling me that excessive high voltage from the bank 1 sensor 1 oxygen circuit. So, as I said, most likely the sensor is messed up from because it's plugged in. Let me check. Yep, it's plugged in. And the sensor, all the sensors are plugged in. Box. This way. Let me take my test light and check and see that the power on both. Let's move this to the side. Okay, I want to see if I'm getting power on both legs in the fuse. Yeah. Right, so I'm getting power on both sides of the fuse now. Where I was getting power only on one leg. So the short is fixed. So now I'm gonna go after that sensor. So I believe that sensor was messed up. Wasn't reading right in the first place. And of course we will power this. Right now I'm reading sensor 204. So I'm not sure if that little fuse messed up on the sensors. I'm going to get a sensor 2 also. Right now I have a report on both voltage, which is 0.29, that's the Nissan Sylphy, and my sensor 1, which is this one, is not circuit high. Right now it's supposed to be like lower than this, and you see how it's acting up. It's supposed to be lower. So what I gotta do is get another sensor. Probably old one and yeah, so definitely gotta get that sorted out. Alright, so what we're gonna do is remove the O2 sensor. I'm gonna replace the both of them. Right, I got some used ones. I'm gonna pop that in and see if it make a difference. I believe it will, because the O2 sensor was, you know, wasn't working like it's supposed to. I'm gonna just recheck my probably the ohmage. I will ohm it out and see if it within specs. So we're gonna replace bank 1, sensor 1, and bank 2, which is on the vehicle. I'm just gonna take those apart and take them off. Alright, so I got a used one here. Alright, the color code is different, slightly different. It got 2 white and a black and a gray, right? And I'm getting like 25 ohms on this sensor. So I'm gonna just reference that to the one that's on the vehicle. Alright, so we got the O2 sensors replaced on both sensor 1 and sensor 2. Alright, so we're gonna scan for the code. Remember, we got the circuit high on the sensor 1, and basically the sensor 2 was dead. Right, I had default values from the ECU, which was like 0.29 on that sensor. Right, so I'm gonna just scan for codes again. Right, see if I'm getting any O2 sensor faults. If I'm not, then I'm going to just start the vehicle up and just let the customer know that the car is ready. Alright, let's read 4 codes. Alright, so we got a P0132 O2 sensor bank 1, sensor 1. Alright, let's clear this code. Alright, the code is clear. Let's read it again. Alright, so we got nothing. Let's pull up our data PID. So when we start the vehicle up, we'll take a look at the O2 sensor and the heaters, make sure that's working, because initially we had issues with the harness and the blown fuse. So let's start the vehicle up and see what's good. Come all the way out. Let's go back in the system again. So I gotta get the system warmed up, right? We gotta go into closed loop. I'm getting no fault codes. So let's read data stream, right? Go into alpha. We're gonna pull up all the O2 sensor. Anything will do with O2 sensor. Alright, and we're gonna graph that. Alright, so right now I'm seeing that the O2 sensor, sensor 2 is slowly moving. Sensor 1 is slowly moving, but as I said, remember the vehicle needs to warm up first in order for those to kick on. So I replaced the fuse. Before on sensor 1, it was saying basically I was getting 1.2. It was like real high voltage. It was not coming below 1.2 volts, which is circuit high, right? Which is not supposed to be. But I said let's let it warm up a little bit more and see what's good. Right, before on sensor 1 it was not, it wasn't oscillating like that. It wasn't even coming down. The lowest it was going to was initially was like 1 volt to 1.2, which is circuit high, and that basically telling me that something was wrong, definitely wrong with this O2 sensor. I replaced both of them. This one came from the sensor 1, this was sensor 2. Right now I'm seeing it oscillating like it's supposed to. Right? Yeah, so the vehicle is still warming up. Alright, I'm seeing a slight movement on sensor 2. Right? I want to see that sensor around anything over 0.45 should be good. Right, and I want to see the monitor reading rich for the rear O2 sensor. Right, and slowly you're seeing that the sensor 1 is going back and forth, right, from rich to lean, which is letting me know that that sensor is working like it's supposed to. But as I said, the rear oxygen sensor is slowly climbing. As I said, you've seen it move from 0.29 to 0.31, and so as I said, we're gonna just let this vehicle heat up some more, and You know, once you get everything, you know, oscillating like it's supposed to, then we're gonna call it a fix and let the client know that all is well, right? But if not, we gotta go after that sensor 2 again, right? Sensor 1 is working like it's supposed to. Let's pull that up. Right, so I'm seeing the oscillating back and forth, rich lean like it's supposed to. I said the previous O2 sensor, the heater was not operational, and due to the blown fuse and probably driving it around for, you know, in that condition, eventually damaged the O2 sensor, right? And you see it right now moving back and forth within the range under 1 volt, where it's supposed to be. Alright, slowly as you can see that we getting some activity in the sensor 2. Right, right now my alpha is basically telling me pulling fuel. I gotta check that, see why is that. But as I said, right now reading 0.41 on the O2 sensor 2, and it's you know, it's working, right? And sensor 1 is also oscillating like it's supposed to. So we're gonna call that a fix, you know. So I want to see about this. Probably it could be on burn fuel, you know, since the O2 sensor wasn't working. Could be that, I'm not sure. But anyway, hope you like what you saw. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your comments down in the box. You know what we do. Till next time, take it easy.